Well, tomorrow marks 2 months, if you can believe it. That is since the historic jailbreak from the Orleans Justice Center, and one inmate is still on the run.
Yeah, now a former jail maintenance worker is facing 11 charges for allegedly helping with that escape. Alyssa Curtis joining us now. So, Alyssa, several people have been arrested for allegedly helping them.
Yeah, more than a dozen actually, and Sterling Williams is one of them. He was a maintenance worker at the jail, and now he's being held on a $1.1 million bond. As the search is on for the last inmate still on the run, charges are being filed against those accused of helping. Tuesday, Attorney General Liz Murrell filed a bill of information against Sterling Williams, the former jail maintenance worker. Williams is accused of shutting off the water to the cell before the 10 inmates saw through the wall and escaped. Murrell officially charged Williams Tuesday with 11 counts, 10 counts of principal to simple escape and 1 count of malfeasance in office.
I knew that the bill was going to be filed today. That does not make it any less disappointing.
Williams' lawyer, Michael Kennedy, calls the charges frivolous and tells us his client was just doing his job.
My client literally did nothing but perform the duties which he was hired to do for the sheriff's office. He did what he was hired to do, and this is the thanks that he has received.
Williams is one of more than a dozen people accused by law enforcement of helping the 10 inmates. Meanwhile, Derek Groves is still on the run. Even the FBI is working to find him, as they tell us he's one of the fugitives they consider most wanted. They tell WWL Louisiana featuring him on their website and social pages could lead to added publicity, which would benefit in finding a resolution. If you know anything about where he is, you could get $50,000 for information that leads to his arrest. His 9 fellow escapees are being held at Angola. In a statement, Attorney General Liz Murrell said in part, quote, "We will continue to ensure there is accountability for this breach of public trust."
Alyssa, the first few inmates after the escape were caught pretty quickly, and it went by fast. We just had the latest with Antoine Massey being caught, but where do we stand on Derek Groves and the investigation into where he is?
Yeah, well, officials tell us they're doing everything they can to find him. Of course, I spoke with an expert a few weeks back, and he says that it's likely Groves isn't in the area anymore. He says while time will help Groves in the short term, in the long term, he says Groves will eventually slip up and he will be caught.
All right, thanks, Alyssa, for that update. And Derek Groves, again, still on the run, the only escapee out of those original 10 that has not been caught. If you know anything about where he might be, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. It could get you a $50,000 reward.